for 2 more questions. Please go ahead.
I'll keep mine simple. How would you define faith, and how would you then apply that, and where do you place your faith? That's directed to both of you. Thank you.
I've gone back and forth on different definitions of faith because it seems to be used in so many different ways. Generally, in my interactions with people, and this may not be representative of everybody because we already know that I'm coming from a more Southern Baptist Protestant background, I tend to define faith as the excuse people give for believing something when they don't have a good reason. And I have no use for it at all.
I define faith, since it came into existence 2,000 years ago, it's in the New Testament and the Scriptures. I define it in its cultural context, which helps me understand what it means today. Okay, faith, the Apostle Paul defines it as the evidence of things hoped for, the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And you have to realize that he wrote that in the midst of a pagan culture that could only offer one of 2 things, fate or cosmic despair. Okay, it's the only options you had under pagan culture. All right, you were either subject to the vicissitudes of faith, or if you were a deeper thinker, all you had was cosmic despair, because there was no order, there was no discernible order to the universe. Discernible order to the universe only came into existence as Greek thought was synthesized with Judaic thought through the gospel in Christian thought, because what it did was it placed man at a different point, number one, in the universe, and it defined the universe in a different way, which I alluded to earlier, which means that it has a beginning and an end. Okay, I don't know how far I want to go with this. The notion that time and space are created is an exclusively Christian contribution to the history of human thought. Okay, once that became established, the notion of progress became possible. Consequently, faith gets redefined in the present age, because we no longer face cosmic despair, and we no longer face fate. Even the atheists don't. This is a debt that they owe to Christianity. So faith is what? Faith is recognizing that life indeed does have a spiritual dimension, and that even if something is not quantifiable, it still can be true. In other words, faith, I think in the modern definition, is this. Things don't have to be solely material to be true. Truth exists not distinct from, but it incorporates materiality, but also exceeds beyond the categories of materiality. And it's just the recognition that life does indeed have a spiritual dimension. Now, what that spiritual dimension is, we can debate, and many people do, and they will till the end of time. But it recognizes that, as I said, truth cannot be reduced to just what you see under a microscope.
Well, it is nevertheless true that I promised 1 more question. Everybody else in line, sorry, but stick around, because after this we will reconvene with the panel to continue discussing these issues, and there will be more opportunity for question and answer. Please, one last question.
Hi.
What is the meaning of
My
life?
question is for you, Matt. Earlier you said, have a brain, morality is a truth to be discovered, not a rule to follow. Now, it's common Christian belief...
Instead of a rule to be disseminated.
Rule to be disseminated. I'm sorry, I was writing fast.
I'm a fan of alliteration, so I worked on that actual bit. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, well, nevertheless, it's a common Christian belief that God gave us free will. So with that free will, we have the choice whether or not to seek His truth or seek another worldly truth. My question is, for you, how do you discern where that search comes from? Because for a Christian, you would say, I get that, the desire to seek that truth from God. So I'm wondering where you would say it comes from. And I would
Where
say,
does the desire to seek truth come from?
right, and I would say that if you say human nature, there's no more evidence for that than there is for God.
No, my personal search for truth is something that is personally experiential for me. I don't know if anybody else has this. I see evidence of other people doing the same thing. I have no problem at all saying that. I think we both agree that it's part of human nature. It's just that one of us is saying that it's part of human nature because it's part of God's nature, because it's part of what God wants human nature to be. I don't see a justification for adding that additional thing. It's like saying, we both agree that the universe had a beginning. I don't know what the beginning is. And those people who are claiming that they do know, I don't see their evidence. I don't see their rational justification for this. So while it's in my nature to seek truth and be inquisitive, if it comes from some source external to me, I have no idea. I don't see any reason why it should. How could that be free will if it was coming from somewhere else? But anyway, free will is a big kettle of fish to get into.
Oh no, let's not go there. Please, help me thank our debaters.